Okay, I have a theory that each new generation, when it comes of age, starts to recognize and reject the lies that the previous generation liked to tell itself. And I think for Gen Z, they're tired of the lies of millennial feminism. Let me illustrate for you in 3 TikToks. Exhibit A, Yelena. She wore fur earmuffs and gazed at me through the mirror of a sparkling luxury hotel bathroom. Her caption read, quote, another regular day as a stay-at-home / world-traveling girlfriend. She described skiing at a resort in the Alps, a private spa, 2 meals of beautifully plated pasta, a bubble bath. I scrolled a bit and found out that she used to live in Paris, went to business school, and started a job, but she didn't like her job. And then she met her super wealthy boyfriend, and he said, oh, you don't like working? Okay, then don't. So now her life just involves full-time traveling and indulging in luxury. She looks at a piece of jewelry, he buys it for her. She mentions she likes the city, he rents a pet house there. She says nothing at all, he sends her an extravagant flower arrangement. On TikTok, she brags about all of this and about how obsessed he is with her hair and how she stays super thin despite eating all these expensive pastas and dessert all the time. Okay, so my immediate reaction as a zillennial was, oh wow, I can't wait to see the bloodbath in the comments here. But actually, Yelena seems to get no hate at all, only admiration. Her comments are full of girls being like, OMG, you deserve the best, you're my idol, how can I be you? How do I attract a man like this? Etc. In my opinion, her boyfriend is not very good looking, but no one seems to mind that part. So in response to her fans' inquiries, Yelena offers detailed tips on how to attract a rich man who is kind and moldable, how to passive-aggressively groom your rich boyfriend into treating you like a princess, and how to develop the inner conviction that you deserve to be spoiled by a rich man. I was shocked. I mean, it's possible that she just deletes all her negative comments, but still, I came of age in the era of Sheryl Sandberg and Hillary Clinton, a time when captioning your Facebook photo with girlboss was confident and not cringe. It's hard for me to imagine that Yelena's content would have been at all well received by young girls a decade ago when I was in my late teens, but it certainly is now. Okay, Exhibit B. There's a teen girl who's trying to cancel Brandy Melville, which is this popular clothing brand that makes clothes in only one size, which is extra small. This girl points out that instead of acknowledging customers' demands for them to be more size inclusive, Brandy Melville literally did the opposite. They shrunk their store doorways so that fat people quite literally cannot fit into the door of their stores. Similarly, they continue to feature almost exclusively thin white models and store associates. Also, they never run ads, they never have sales, they never offer free shipping no matter how many clothes you order. And their overall message is just, this is our store. If you think we're fat phobic and you don't want to shop here, then don't. So I opened the comment section fully expecting that everyone was going to agree about how problematic Brandy Melville was, but no. Let me read you the top comment. Quote, I want to have a Brandy Melville kind of attitude. 105K likes. Other comments. Quote, they don't chase, they attract. I have to respect it. Honestly, it's iconic. Now, this one really surprised me because as recently as 2020, the New York Times ran an article titled, quote, can Anna Wintour survive the social justice movement? Basically predicting that Anna Wintour, who's the queen of thin white beauty standards, and basically like the grown-up personified version of Brandy Melville, was going to be completely canceled and irrelevant. Around that time of BLM also, Brandy Melville had to disable all comments on their official brand Instagram account to stem the flood of woke anger against them, unleashed by BLM. But still, I remember seeing teen girls wear Brandy Melville tops to BLM protests, even after news broke that Brandy Melville execs frequently exchanged neo-Nazi, pro-Hitler, anti-black comments, and now I guess the teens have gone even further, to the point of aspiring to embody Brandy Melville's attitude. Okay, Exhibit C. This girl Eva talking about how she routinely starves herself, i.e. eats nothing but apples for 4 days straight, in order to get bikini ready for vacations. Again, I expected the Gen Z girls to cancel her for, promoting eating disorder type behavior. But again, no, not a whiff of that in the comments. Instead, everyone's thanking her for being honest. look at these comments. Quote, this is disordered eating, but hey, you're honest about it. Better than Bella Hadid saying she eats pizza every day and Eugenia Cooney saying she's healthy. Quote, I miss honest people. Okay, so what should we make of all this? Well, when I was coming of age, I was sold on a pretty specific narrative about how women could and should grow their careers in the way that men did. Hillary Clinton ran for president wearing pantsuits. Sheryl Sandberg told women to lean in to take seats alongside men in boardrooms. The millennial girl bosses essentially required us to believe in a bit of a lie, that women could be asexualized in the workplace, that women could move about the world in the same way as men, that appearance doesn't matter, that plus size is just as beautiful. It denied pretty privilege, and it denied the power of sleeping your way to the top. The Economist published an article subtitled, quote, it is economically rational for ambitious women to try as hard as possible to be thin. Okay, why is this at all news to anyone? I'm sorry, why did some economic department need to go out and research this? It's because the millennial girl bosses wanted us to believe that it was not true, when obviously, unfortunately, it just is. And so Gen Z is casting off this lie, or maybe they tried to believe in the lie for a bit, and they realized that life just doesn't work that way. Unfortunately, as Gen Z knows, thin girls are just considered prettier. You cannot eat all the pizza you want and still look hot at the beach. The more attractive you are, the more attention you'll get on social media and with men and women. And maybe one of these, like a social media career and or a rich husband, will become your ticket out of the 9-to-5 job. And we all know Gen Z hates 9-to-5 jobs. So if the cost of avoiding the 9-to-5 job is becoming a trophy wife, so be it, this generation seems to say. So should we be alarmed? Is this a backsliding in feminism? I actually don't think so. I think that whereas millennial women viewed being a trophy wife or even just a stay-at-home mom as a sort of shameful position of subordination to their husbands, Gen Z seems to find a certain inverted power in being the trophy wife. I think to them, it's like, okay, well, in Yelena's relationship with this rich man who flies her around the world, who actually has the power? He's the one who's taking work calls in the hotel room while she's out skiing and buying fur earmuffs with his credit card. Sure, he holds the purse string and can cut her off, but she's not totally dependent on her goodwill. She's educated, she's beautiful, she could easily find a new job or a new boyfriend, and he seems much more emotionally dependent upon, and much more upon her, and much more easily manipulated by her than she is by him. Eva, the girl who eats only apples, also aspires to become a trophy wife, and similarly, she doesn't seem to view it as degrading. In one of her videos, she says, quote, I'm manifesting being the tall, beautiful, eloquent wife of a very wealthy man who works long hours and does not bother me. My duties include throwing tasteful dinner parties, interviewing au pairs for our children, and making strong cocktails. Notably, everyone in the comments section highlights her ideal husband not bothering her as the most desirable and relatable part of her description. Now, as a millennial, I've been conditioned to dismiss trophy wives as being ornaments and sex slaves, but I mean, the way Eva puts it, it sounds like she sees it as just a shortcut to attaining financial freedom, especially if you already naturally enjoy this sort of upper-class lifestyle. And you don't even need to do any housework because he will pay people to clean the house for you. So yeah, again, I don't think that people are viewing this as like a sort of subordinate role anymore or less powerful role. It's just using the assets that you have to get the lifestyle that you want without having to grind through like a 9-to-5 job. So here's how I would characterize Gen Z feminism based on what I'm seeing on TikTok. Young girls still aim high. They still want power and conventional success, and they don't want to be subordinate to men. But they don't believe that women can or should move about the world in the same way that men do. Crucially, millennial women saw their sex appeal as a strictly negative factor to their success, inviting only unwanted sexual advances and ugly rumors about them sleeping with their bosses. Gen Z women instead view their sex appeal as just another asset in their toolbox. Yes, sexual harassment happens, it's ugly, Gen Z gets it, but Gen Z also seems to slyly see another face to the same coin, and they no longer think it's taboo to contemplate using their sex appeal or pretty privilege or whatever in their favor to get the things that they want. I think it's a view of womanhood that's just more grounded in the realities of gender dynamics. And I think it'll be interesting to see how it plays out in the coming generations.